All right, guys, welcome to the hot seat with your host CJ. Today we're welcoming Mark from Sauce Stache. Mark, it's great to have you. Before we get to you, I'm gonna introduce my co-host with the most. We got Kent from Daddy Dutch BBQ and Grilling and Cooking. Sorry. We got our moderators in the chat. We got Hobo Nichol BBQ, and Kent will also be moderating the chat. I've put everybody's links in the description below. If you're not subscribed to them, I don't know why you wouldn't be, but hit that subscribe button when you click on those links. Okay. All right. So, Mark, I've been a big fan for a long time, brother. I'm glad you're able to jump on. I'm glad we could work out a scheduling, for you. So, Mark, say hi to the world.
What's going on, everybody? How are you guys doing? I am glad to be in the hot seat. Finally. At least I have a host that wanted to invite me.
Oh, dang. The first shot crosses the bow. Kris at Hobo Nichol BBQ might take exception to that. We'll see how that one goes. I think that might just get my first thumbs down today.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
So anyway, all right. So with this one, I know we're on a little limited time. You got some family in. So we're going to try to bust out as many questions as possible in this hour. By the end of the live stream, I'll put a little link to the Google Hangouts for anybody who wants to join on and chat with us. Mark, I know you'll have to go, but still, we'll have everybody get a chance to get on there. There's two hacks and a guy from Iowa on there. See, that's the hardest part is I'm looking for Kris's response, so I really am having a hard time. So I know you already got your drink out in front of you. So cheers.
Yep.
Cheers. Cheers. Everybody, welcome on. Cheers. All right, real quick before we get started, I know Kris is in the chat. Obviously, Hobo Nichol BBQ. Meathead's in the chat. KB's in the chat. Marion's in the chat. Cynthia Falcon, Heather Baker, and Pickles Barbecue. Just what I've seen so far. So let's get started. Mark, where are you from, my brother?
I'm from Youngstown, Ohio. I was born and raised there, left there when I was 24, moved down here to Orlando.
Right on. How long have you been in Orlando?
What is it now? I was trying to think, 2004, 15 years.
Oh, wow. Right on. All right. So family life. Yeah, I know a lot of us have met Monica, but spouses almost is a ring going to be put on it soon. I'll be out of the way.
We talk about that. So I mean, yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
All right. And then dogs, cats, ferret, chinchilla.
Well, I mean, you guys see Walker in the live streams, and every now and then he's in the videos. Monica has Ollie. It's our dog and cat now, Ollie and Walker. Right. But that's it. The dog and the cat, and they are always battling each other like crazy. So
that's cool. Yeah. We're all familiar with Walker from your live streams.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Kris hasn't put there it is. The hashtag shut up dog.
Hashtag shut up dog.
All right. So who taught you how to cook, brother?
It was a combined thing, really. I mean, so my mom, growing up, we made a lot of, living in Northeast Ohio, we made a lot of macaroni and cheese, a lot of chicken and biscuits, sloppy joes all day long. I mean, that was where I perfected my cooking skill, was coming up with the creative sloppy joe recipes. But then since then, it's really been my diet changes that, I mean, you guys have heard me talk about a million times, but for CJ, for your audience, I was a heavy meat eater. I ate tons of meat, and then was a vegan and then vegetarian, and now I'm a pescatarian. So I learned how to cook and try to cook interesting foods, and always try something new based on those diets, and trying different things. Right. So really, it was just YouTube taught me how to cook, honestly.
Yeah, I think we'll find a lot of people, are on here and they go to YouTube University.
Yep.
It's such a good tool to use, right?
Oh yeah.
Kris said I should have linked you on Fedora. Mark, I'm gonna send you a hat.
That's awesome. I need it.
All right, cool. With your channel, how did you get started doing it? I know it's morphed over the years, so why don't you explain a little bit on that?
So Sauce Stache, so like the very beginning came from I was doing different things on my personal channel. Like editing was just like video editing was a fun hobby. And I was really trying to find something to do. I was really into kayak fishing. So I would go out kayak fishing and stuff a bunch of GoPros all over my kayaks, and I would edit these fishing videos together. And I only did a few, and only a few has ever seen like the light of day. But Monica, who we were just talking about, my girlfriend, she used to do a yoga blog, and she ran it as a business for a long time. That's just what she did. That was her only job. And I always told her, I mean, I was an IT manager, and I was like, I really just want to get into like the blogging. I really need to get my creative, energy out, because I have a lifetime of just doing different things. And she suggested that I did a sauce blog, where I just wrote sauce recipes. And Monica and I had a weekend apart, and I filmed a recipe video I made. I think it was like Chipotle mayo, I think. And I just I put my phone on my kitchen cabinet and filmed my hands making this sauce recipe. And it was more for fun. Like, it was weird. Like, I threw like odd music to it and just tried to make something very different than like the normal tasty video or something, and just tried to like over-edited, over-produced type of deal. And I liked it a lot. So then Monica and I decided to kind of do a blog / YouTube channel. And I started with sauce recipes. I mean, it was just all, just overhead tasty style hand videos. And then kind of just morphed from there. I've told this story a few times. I met Julia from Healthy Junk Food. I just ran into her in the grocery store, and we talked for a minute, and then they ended up looking at my channel, and JP messaged me, and he said, he's like, these overhead videos aren't going to work. He's like, you'll never get popular. You're never going to be a famous YouTuber if you're just doing overhead videos. He was like, you got to add personality. You got to put yourself on camera. So that day I shot the first, video with me in front of the camera.
Right on. So the sauce part of your name, I get the stash. Where is that?
The sauce. I mean, Sauce Stache.
Stash of stuff, or your mustache.
It was supposed to be just a word play. It was supposed to be like the sauce stash, like the mustache, but then also we were building a sauce stash, like a library, a stash of recipes. So it was a play on words
for the world,
Yeah.
All right, cool. The set behind you. Where did that come about? Like, it's very creative. It's very awesome. I want to knock out everything in this dining room and do it myself, but I'm not allowed. But it's awesome, man. So
well, thanks, man. Thank you.
How long did it take you to do it? Like, was it a heavy duty cost? Has it just been morphing over the years?
Well, it's kind of morphed a little bit. There's only been 2 iterations of the set with, different things that have changed on it, but like 2 real iterations of it. The first one, if you go back and watch what I call the lunch break videos, it was just this table. So this table I built, and it's just a piece of chef butcher block. And I just built like the iron legs, used like the iron pipe, cast iron pipe legs type of deal. And that was what the overhead videos were shot on. I had a pole that kind of came up around. And so when I shot the first video with me in front of it, you can see, if you go back and look, it was my sushi taco video. The camera, the overhead camera, this guy, was hanging down. It was in front of my face the whole time. Like, I kept on like moving to the side while I was talking, and it was in my kitchen. So when Monica and I moved in, I have, and I'll turn this around. So, I have cameras and lighting and all that stuff in front of me here. And when Monica and I moved in, I was just like, I can't put her through that of putting all this lighting and these cameras and mounting a thing into our normal kitchen.
Right.
So that's when we found a place specifically that had an extra room, a decent size extra room, so that way I could build a set. And it was cheap. The butcher block table was expensive because it was a big piece of butcher block, but like the overhead stuff, like this stuff here, I mean, I could have built this, but this is IKEA. This is IKEA parts from like IKEA shelving that I just went and bought like the individual pieces. And these things were like $15 a piece, I think, totally. And then the rest of the set is like, this is one piece of pegboard that I painted. The shelf is cheap shelf and just cheap not even plywood, just cheap wood. And then the background is that stick-on wallpaper, the really cheap, you know, where you can peel it and stick.
Right on, yeah.
And that's all it is. I mean, so the whole thing cost a few $100. It wasn't
not bad at all. Yeah. And it's not like you don't use it, man. You're getting daily use out of that bad boy.
I use it. I'm in here. I edit in here. I'm in here every day.
That's awesome. So before we go to the next question, I want to recognize some people in the chat. We have Royalty in the chat. We have your mom. Mama Stache is in there. Hi, Jen. How you doing? We're glad you made it. Other people I've seen run by is Keith Bettag. Jay from Leprechaun TV's in there. Bacon 420, what's up? I think he's one of them Aussie guys. I've talked to him a couple times. He's a good dude. Booger, Miss Boogie's in the house. And I think that's all I've seen run by, but I'll keep an eye on the chat. So I know a lot of how I even found you was Dame Drops. You know, when he gave you that shout out, the creator.
Yeah.
Creator inside. I don't know what he was calling you.
Voice of the creator.
Voice of the creator. That was it. Yeah. I even emailed to him too. I'm like, I want to get extra subs, dude. Hook me up. So, do you still contact him? You still talk to him?
Yeah, I mean, every now and then. It's we were after that video, we were in contact a lot. We were going back and forth about different ideas. You know, emailing a lot and different messaging a lot. And it's kind of like died off a little bit. I just don't know. I didn't know like how we would be able to really work. He wanted to come over and make like a hot sauce, and that just didn't really pan out. But, you know, I mean, every now and then, Dame's one of the nicest guys in the world. So if you like, it's funny, his presence that he does on the channel is, you know, this like, I don't even know how to describe it, but yeah, I mean, you guys see Dame Drops.
Yeah.
But his real life personality, when you meet him, he's just this like really overly happy, like overly just really wants to help everybody. Like that's his belief structure. Like when I met, even when the first time I met him, he's like, man, this is what YouTube is about. This is what old YouTube was, where every YouTuber helped every YouTuber. You know, he's like, I'm just trying to keep that alive. You know, he's literally one of the nicest guys you'll meet. So it's, if you make your presence known to him, you know, he'll see you. It's just, I honestly got lucky with that because I'm not a big commenter, you know, I'm not like a big, like, I spend most of the time editing, filming, brainstorming, you know, I spend 40 hours a week editing and shooting.
Right.
So
you're right there, buddy.
Yeah. I wasn't ever a big presence on Dame's channel, but it just happened to be, I think I saw that video about, you know, he wants to help small creators. I actually had a collab that day that I was supposed to do with a local YouTuber, and she canceled on me. And I was kind of bummed because I was like, oh, dang it, I had this whole thing set up. And it was the shoot went bad that I did. I ended up throwing up that footage for that day. And I saw that video from Dame. And I think I might have been like 10 minutes into him posting it, you know? So I was right on the ball. I saw it. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I need some help. And I shot off the email to him.
How long have you been doing it before he helped you out and got you out there?
So the channel started in October of 2016. And then Dame did the shout out of January of this year.
Okay. And was it kind of, I know it was like a quick 1,000 or so subs.
Yeah.
Like that week or overnight, or was it kind of weird watching all the alerts just hit your phone, just bah, 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 bah?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know he was going to do it until after it was done. So I was actually shooting a video and my phone just started going berserk. And it was a bunch of people that were commenting saying, hear from Dame, hear from Dame, hear from Dame. I watched you on Dame, and I'm like, watch me on Dame. What the heck are you talking about? It didn't.
Right.
I didn't link it together. And I stopped shooting. I was in the middle of the shoot. I stopped shooting and I got online really quick and I just saw my sub count went up like 200 subscribers in a few minutes. Like I'm pretty on top of my sub count. I still watch it every day.
Right.
And then I looked on my subscription feed and saw the video with my face and Dame Drop's head. And I was like, oh my God.
Like you made it.
Yeah. Like, I mean, and I had a lot of thoughts and I had to kind of like keep myself, cause I was in my head, I'm like, this is 10,000 subscribers right now, and I was like, no, you know what? I gotta just see what happens. And it was a huge deal because it was, I got the 1,000, I think it was 1,100, 1,200 subscribers total that kind of came over from Dame over the course of that week. It was like, I think 1,000 in the first night, and then like a few hundred like rolled in after. And that was awesome. But I think the big part that was really cool was Dame was like, you got to do the 5 videos a week, which I don't know if you remember or not, but I did that for a month and that was a nightmare.
I was going to say, there's no way you could keep up with that.
So, it was just a nightmare. I mean, I was waking up at 6 a.m. whatever, and working until midnight every day, and that was a nightmare. But it did kind of give me the motivation, and kind of like I started talking to a bunch of other YouTubers because of him. He introduced me to I kind of started talking to Josh Elkin and a few other decent sized YouTubers, and it kind of gave me the motivation to kind of move forward and step it up a little bit, even more,
Right. And you've definitely put in the work in watching it just take off has been awesome.
Thanks, man.
I kind of feel like we've been all kind of a part of it.
Oh man, you guys,
it's like we've watched it grow. Like it's been awesome to watch. So it's very, very cool.
No, that's
all right. So real quick, I see that we have Miss CJ was in the chat. That's why I said hi, honey. It wasn't for Steve from Not Another Cooking Show.
I thought that was for Steve.
Steve is a honey. He's awesome. Bottle Cap Barbecue just jumped in. Simple Culinary is in there. So it's great to see you guys in there. If you haven't already, hit the like button. All right. We have 18 viewers. Hopefully a lot of hi, sweetie. Hopefully a lot more people are starting to stumble in from work. I know that we had to start a little early for everybody, but this is what we do to get the man on the hot seat. All right. So you guys have to deal with it. All right. So this is one of my favorite questions is if Hollywood were to make a film about you and your channel, who would want to play it? Who would you want to be you?
Who would I want to be me versus who would probably be me?
Yeah, give both. Give both. There you go.
Shoot, I don't know. Like, I mean, I wouldn't mind if what's his name? He's Chris Pratt. I think Chris Pratt would be a good.
I can see it. I can see it definitely.
You guys can see that, right? It would probably be Seth Rogen. Like that would be kind of cool.
Seth Rogen bald. I see it right there.
Yeah.
Notice
I didn't pick the bald guy. Okay.
Kid understands too.
Danny DeVito. Okay.
Danny DeVito. Oh, see.
It would probably work though,
KB, we've talked about doing earlier hot seat for the UK team, so we're gonna do we'll figure that out. Don't worry. I love Seth Rogen. That'd be awesome to shave his little fro off.
That's what I'm saying. In the comments, I always get 3 people that they say that I'm reminded of. It's Vsauce, always Vsauce.
I don't even know who that is.
Lou from Unbox Therapy. Everybody's like, "Hey, Lou," and then Seth Rogen. So
that's funny. All right, so real quick, Kent, jump in here if you got any questions for the man.
You know what? Nobody's asked a single question yet.
Well, that's not helpful.
What the
deuce?
I'm going to be here drinking, and when they start asking them, I'll let you know.
Nice. All right, everybody in the chat, if you have any questions for Mark, put it in there so Kent has something to do tonight besides drink. All right, so let's just go on the next one.
Having nothing to do besides drink, you know.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah.
He keeps asking for a raise too, and I just don't get it. You know, he doesn't do anything. He just sits there and drinks. I told him the booze budget's just gotten out of hand this week, and we just can't do it. Sorry,
I can't do it anymore.
Did you
I see Chris's question there. Nope.
Nope. All right. So speaking of helping channels or, you know, whatever, your thoughts on this one. Give me 3 channels, one small, one big, and one that you think should be bigger.
One small, one big. So, I mean, so recently I've been, you know, I've been hanging out with Enan from Tipsy Walk.
Yeah, he's great, dude.
Yeah, he's really good. He's a good personality. He's, you know, he's fun. I mean, he's a fun person. He's a good person. I think he's a good small channel that I think definitely he's going to grow, you know. Steve's in here, not another cooking show. I mean, I think is, you know, he's going to be another guy, you know, that's definitely going to kind of move along. You know, I mean, I guess the thing is like, I don't know if I'm answering the question right. Am I, CJ? Like, is this what you're looking for?
There's smaller channels, you know, Yinan and Steve, they're bigger than me, but they're still, if you look at it, 1,000, 1,500 subscribers, that's relatively small.
So the way I look at it is,
and you're kind of answering both questions. This is like, yes, they both should be bigger. They're smaller, but
yeah, I mean, I guess the way I look at it is anybody, if you put the time in, you put the effort in, and you're always trying to improve, you know, as long as you don't stay the same, anybody can be bigger. You know, I don't know. That's kind of a weird answer to that question. I don't think that's what you're looking for, but
it's whatever you feel is the answer. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and freaking analyze it. Yeah, no, Mark, you need to come from a different headspace. Tell me how you really feel about this. Go. No, I'm not going to do that. It's your answer. It's fun.
Yeah.
So smaller, that should be bigger. You know, Yinan and Steve and myself, obviously. But what's a bigger channel that you watch? I know Dame Drops is a big one, but I don't know if you're really still on there. But which one do you strive to be? Like Babish is one that I always think of, that I always want to be like. He's freaking awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like I binging with Babish. He's great. I love what he does. It's really creative, you know, and it's nobody else can really. I mean, there's a bunch of channels that make movie food, but just the way he does it is pretty awesome. I talk about him all the time. I love healthy junk food. I think those guys, what they do, it's creative and interesting, and they're just generally really good people. Like, they're fun. But they have that kind of same, like Babish came from a film background. That was his day job. He does that. You know, reminds me of like, Steve, I don't know a bunch of your background, not another cooking show, but the similar type of, that's what they do for a living, you know? But like me, you know, I never did film. I never did editing as a living. You know, it's just something I learned. CJ, it's just something you learned, you know,
right.
Like
YouTube University, right? I mean,
YouTube University. Yeah. So I like that because that's healthy junk food. They grew the 2 million subscribers, or however much, I think they're more than that now. That they're us, you know, they're the big giant version of what we're doing. They've just put in the 7-8 years, you know, and found little bits of niches that worked and exploded. So it's, you know, like I strive to be like that binging with Babish, you know, but he had nobody else can do that. But like the healthy junk foods, like those types of channels, Threadbanger, you know, they've just been doing it for years. You know, they just grew progressively over time, found their bits and exploded in pockets, you know?
Yeah, found their niche and or niche or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
All right. So I've been, as you've been talking to, I've been kind of perusing the chat. There's plenty of questions now. Kent's hand's probably hurting from writing. Everybody went off in the chat. So rapid fire, Kent.
Okay, first one is from Kris, Hobo Nichol Mark, can you say fuck?
I saw that one, and nope, I can't. I just can't do it.
Fair enough. Follow-up question from Kris. When is Mama Stache going to get grandbaby Stache?
Who knows? Another year or two, maybe. We got to buy a house and get married. So we'll see. Coming soon.
All right. Booger wants to know.
Mom's watching.
Sorry. Name Sauce Stache. What is your favorite hot sauce?
It's weak, and you guys are gonna laugh at me, but I just love the flavor. Tabasco chipotle sauce. I put it on everything. I mean, it's like ketchup to me. But there is a lot of really good ones. There's one down here in Florida. It's called Smack My Ass and Call Me Sally. It's really good. It's like a sweet, it's a Carolina Reaper and a sweet chili. And it has, I think there's a little bit of like a pineapple in it, and it's awesome. There's another one down here that is a fire. It's a, I can't think of the name of it. Andouille pepper chili sauce, and it is just out of this world. I mean, really good. But honestly, my favorite, and I have bottles of it, and if you look at my Instagram, you'll see pictures where I literally post like having hundreds of bottles of Tabasco chipotle sauce. I love this stuff.
Okay, I see your buddy Tipsy Walk is here, but a follow-up from Booger is, what is your biggest pet peeve when it comes to making food? She said hers was people tasting it. I believe I got to scroll back. But what's your biggest pet peeve when it comes to food, Mark?
My biggest pet peeve? Oh, my gosh, that's going to be a tough one. I honestly don't know. When people don't try things. Like when people don't try new things, when they're like, oh, I don't like that. And it's like, well, you didn't really try this version of it. Like, and I'll tell you, and this is going to be a response from a lot of people, I'm assuming, but tofu. There it is. When people won't eat tofu, when they're just like, no, tofu's gross. And it's like, let me cook it, and I guarantee you'll eat it and love it.
That's funny, man.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
One more. Heather Baker says she likes her ribs spicy. Do you have any suggestions on spicy sauces she can put on her ribs?
Ooh, well, that would be you guys. You guys are the barbecue people. Spicy sauces for ribs. I wouldn't even know where to begin. I haven't had ribs in 8 years.
Kris said tofu equals gym socks.
It does not.
All right, so we got a bunch more people that joined in. Stone Mountain Barbecue Jason, how you doing, brother? I saw Big Red's in the chat. Donna's in there. Yinan showed up. Tipsy. I know everybody just wants to call him Tipsy. He doesn't have a name anymore. He's just Tipsy. So that's great. So Kent, you're good, right? Wait for it.
I actually have one more from Steve, but at not another cooking show, but I know Mark covered this already. He wanted to know if you built your set, Mark.
Oh yeah, Steve. Yeah, this everything in the set's built. Even the table I built, and most of it's very cheap from Home Depot or IKEA. But like literally, like even like the IKEA pieces that I have, I repurposed them not for their original intention. But yeah, everything I've built, all the way down to like my camera roll. Everything is built by me.
Yeah, it looks fancy. Looks nice, brother.
Thanks, man.
All right, let's get some home cooking questions in real quick. What is your favorite thing to cook?
I have a lot of fun cooking like noodles, like any sort of like Vietnamese dishes, things like that. I love like stir fry noodles. I do that a lot.
You like pho? You eat pho a lot?
Yeah, I'm a pho fan. Monica is more of a pho fan. I like cooking it for her.
Right on.
I swear, Monica could eat pho 6 days a week, probably.
Dude, I love it. It's so prevalent around here too.
Oh yeah.
I grew up in a city in Orange County that was predominantly Vietnamese. Yeah. And I never tried it until I got older into the job force, and I had some coworkers that took me to have it. And I was like, I couldn't believe I wasn't eating this my whole life. That and little fried egg rolls that I dip into the pho is just awesome, man.
It is good. It is good.
I still want to make it for my one of my episodes, but the broth process just takes forever, right? I mean, they put a lot into that stuff.
Depending on what you're doing, if you're doing like a traditional broth, yeah, you're taking a day.
Yeah.
A vegetable. I do a vegetable-based broth because both of us are pretty much vegetarians,
right,
and that goes together pretty quick. That's just using leftovers. A lot of times frozen bits, like stuff that you're not going to use, like after you cut the end off of a carrot, cut the end off of an onion. That all just goes in a bag, throw that in boiling water, let it go for the day, and then you got a vegetable broth.
Right. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Jason from Stone Mountain says, so it's pronounced pho, not pho. Yes, it's pho. Pho, not pho. Don't call it pho. You'll get snapped off by little Vietnamese guys.
Yeah.
So, what's your go-to drink?
Beam and ginger.
Jim Beam and ginger ale.
Yeah, Jim Beam and ginger.
Now, if you had no budget, no limitations on cash, is there any high-end drink that you'd ever have?
No, I'm not. I'm honestly not like a huge drinker. I don't. I used to be in a band, and I used to drink like crazy, and it was cheap drinks and just beer all day long. But now anymore, I'm not a big drinker that much. So anymore, it's this or Jameson. I really like Jameson and ginger. That's a good.
Right. That's a big one. Yeah. All right. Cool. Guilty food pleasure.
I don't really. I'm kind of thinking like. I really love it's not really guilty, I guess, but like Reese's peanut butter cups.
Ain't nothing wrong with that at all.
I think that's kind of a guilty thing. I feel bad after I ate them.
That's funny, dude.
But they're good, man. I mean, they're so freaking good.
That's funny, man. So Christy's cooking channel, she's usually on the chat. I don't see her in there today. And maybe just because it's a little too early and she's got little ones she's messing with. But her question is, what is the best and worst thing you've ever made?
The best thing that I've ever made, it's a cross between probably, I'm just going to do things for the channel, honestly. But like the best thing that I made on the channel was that spicy ramen burger.
Oh, yeah.
Like the hot noodle challenge where the buns. That was unbelievable good. I mean, that was like those spicy noodles turned into a bun with a burger and the arugula and the red onion. I mean, that was friggin' good.
Yeah, it looked awesome.
Yeah, it was funny.
I've been catching every one of your videos, and it's just you do such a great job, man. You do your editing, the way you're lighting, the camera angles, all that stuff. You're on point, dude. So it's great, dude. It's an inspiration. Like you and Steve that have the great editing skills, and you know what you're doing. And when you don't know what you're doing, you still put it on camera, which I love. I put failures up on my thing because part of cooking is experimenting. Part of cooking is life. I always used to say that if you mess this up, Domino's is a phone call away. You'll be all right. No one's going hungry in the house, so don't be afraid to fail.
Not to get off like that question, but like that's part of the thing that I'm trying to do because I'm not a chef, and in my eyes, there's plenty of people that are really great cooks that people could go to and learn how to cook. And, like half the guys in here, you guys are all amazing barbecuers and like you make this like really great looking food. I'm not a chef. So I kind of just want, my point is to try as much new and interesting things as I can. Sometimes I fail beyond belief and it just doesn't even make it on the thing. So the worst thing I've ever made was just the other day, I tried to make a mochi cake. And it was just awful. I mean, the whole table was covered in mochi. There was mochi on the cameras. My fingers were covered in mochi. It was just a nightmare. And you couldn't even, and then it just ended up tasting bad. I don't know what I did with it, but it was just awful. That footage got deleted. Never see the light of day. Gross. That was just 3 days.
So I got, excuse me. I got 2 deep questions. So you got to get in your head a little bit.
Okay.
Open it up, get your thinking cap on, put a cap on, any kind of cap. No, I'm just kidding. If you could cook with anybody in any time in history, who would it be?
It wouldn't even be that hard. It would be Alton Brown. I'd love to learn what he does. I love that guy. I mean, that
guy's a mad scientist, man.
There's no like time in history or anything. I don't have like any like crazy chefs that like I just love, you know, but Alton Brown, the fact that he was like a videographer and he likes the science behind the food, like there's so much more to him than just, you know, Food Network personality. You know, I think like he did like a few REM music videos before he even had like the Food Network. You know, it's like, yeah, just like it's like I would love to cook with him just to learn like about videography and like where did you go to figure out like the science behind this stuff to get those fun facts that you do? Like, and people comment it too. Like anytime I'm opening up the fridge and I'm like have the camera in there and I'm doing like the talking.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's all from him. You know, that's just
that's fun.
Yeah.
All right, so. I see a couple people in the chat. Carry on, Jeff and John. John, I appreciate you stopping in. You rock too. You're awesome, brother. Jason had to jump off. Alex from Cook You Bastards is now a confirmed guest for the middle of August. So you all click on Cook You Bastards channel and subscribe to that. Alex, he does great work. It's a funny guy. And I saw you dropped a video today, Alex. I haven't had a chance to watch it. I've been really busy today. Everything got pushed up a little bit in my day because of, you know, our superstar over here, our diva in the chat. So Heather Baker, I saw you put Jameson in a pickleback. That's a Big Red Max's drink. I assume we're friends now because of him. That's awesome. So being that, and I see Tess cooks for you in the chat too. Bobcat Barbecue. I don't know if I recognize you, but you're in there. I appreciate it. We have 26 viewers in there right now, which is awesome. Only have 21 likes, or little thumbs up. So yeah, I'll be like Mark. That doesn't add up, people. Come on. So anyway, so being that Meathead is in the chat, I'm going to ask you this question, which a while ago I made a little bit of fun of, but I take back my making fun of. It's really an excellent question.
I already know what this is going to be.
All right. So who would be on your personal Mount Rushmore?
Oh, that's a different one than I would think of. Okay. Just general people that I like.
Whoever you want to be. Your mom's in the chat, so she wouldn't be a bad one to mention right now.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, I'll tell you, like my parents are awesome. You know, I mean, like there's, and I'm not just saying that because my mom is here, but hi, Mom, I love you. My parents are seriously cool people, you know, and they've always been supportive of me. Like, so a few months ago, I lost my job. I was an IT guy for 14 years, and they just laid me off, let me go. And, you know, I said, I was like, you know what, I'm going to really kind of bust my butt over the next few weeks while I still have some savings left and try to grow the channel and make some money off of this thing. And I feel like most adult parents would look at their 30-something-year-old son and just be like, that's the dumbest thing we've ever heard. But they were so incredibly supportive. You know, I mean, it was just like, they were like, go at it. We believe you can do it. Like, just an every day asking about it, you know, how's it going? Just always insanely supportive. So, I mean, they are definitely on there for sure. And then, man, probably. What's that?
I said Alton Brown.
I was going to say Alton Brown, but I don't know if he'd be on my Mount Rushmore. You know, I mean, I guess, you know, I used to be a musician. I was in a band, and I always loved the personality of Dave Grohl. You know,
right. Yeah.
I just think like what he's done, his career, how he's carried the business. And I mean, the Foo Fighters are, you know, they're huge, you know, I mean, they're like, one of the biggest businesses, I guess you would say, because of everything that they incorporate, their production and so I'd probably add Dave Grohl. He's pretty much up there. And then Steve Jobs.
All right. I can see it.
Yep. Yeah, pretty big into the Steve Jobs thing. I'm a huge Apple fan. I just love what he did, you know. So probably, yeah, Steve Jobs.
Right on. Okay, so Carry On Jeff and John is a channel in the UK. John is the host of it, and he's asking who you are. So, John, this is Mark from Sauce Stache. He has a very big channel here in the U.S. His link is below in the description. I really recommend that you go and click on it and subscribe to him. Does a lot of great stuff, great production value, great personality. In your words, he's awesomely awesomeness. So everything to John is awesome, and it's great. So another thing is Red says he has a man crush on the host, which I love it too. Big Red is just my hero, and I want to be with it. I mean, like him when I grow up. And, so anyway, I just had to throw that out there. All right, so I'm gonna go to Kent real quick. We still have about 20 minutes left, so Kent, fire them off, baby.
I got about 3 of them here. Hobo wants to know if you guys can do a live feed, Walk versus Stache, tofu challenge.
That would be fun.
Game show style, switching every 5 minutes between you and Sarah Jessica Parker. With no talking in between the team.
Okay, I like that. That's a good idea.
I missed the first part of that. What did you say again?
Hobo wants to see Tipsy and Lady Walk versus Mark and Sarah Jessica Parker.
All right, we'll find her.
A tofu challenge with no talking, switching cooks every 5 minutes.
All right.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, for sure. I just see that Steve from Not Another Cookie Show hit his first 1,000 watch hours today. Mazel tov. Good stuff, brother.
Congrats.
I recently hit mine last week.
Congrats.
So I'm excited about that too. We're growing, guys. We're gonna do big things on here. I appreciate Hobo letting me take this on because this live stream is definitely helping my watch hours. It's all good. And I enjoy it too. So it's awesome. Kent, give me the other ones.
All right. Meathead wants to know, have you ever taken hot dogs, ground them up, and made a burger out of it?
I've never done that.
I think that was a rather personal question from him. But and then the final one I have for right now from Cook You Bastards. Are there any dishes that scare you or you're nervous to make?
You know, it was funny. It was the omurisu. I was really afraid of making that because I'm really bad at cooking eggs. And that omurisu video was, I mean, it really was a nightmare. That was probably one of the most frustrating things that I've made. Up until recently when I did the pooled noodles, but I wasn't afraid of those. Like I went into the pooled noodle thing thinking like it was going to be super easy. But the omurisu I was afraid of, and then it ended up being a pain in the butt. I still really never have gotten it.
That omurisu I saw on BuzzFeed or one of them guys. He actually went to Japan to watch a master do the whole deal, and I'm sitting there going, "That looks easy. Why I could do that." I really wanted to do a video just to try it. I know for sure once I start hitting that pan, it's gonna everywhere. So.
I feel like some people just get it. Some people just have that kind of, I don't know. Some people can just get it because people definitely comment on that video every day. Like, I got it the first try. It's like, why don't I make a YouTube video about it? It's like, go ahead.
Knock yourself out.
Do it.
That's funny. So, Ken, I hate to interrupt. I'm sorry to interrupt. What's up? You got any more?
I got one more, and it's more of a comment from Hobo Nichol BBQ. He says, Mark, your Mount Rushmore should be 4 different poses of Kris.
You know what? It really should be. It honestly should be.
That's funny, man. So is Monica home yet? So you can bring her in the chat to say hi?
No, she's out for the night. She's actually, she's out for the yoga stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did not put her link in there, but Mark's
girlfriend.
Baby mama? No. She has a yoga channel that I've subscribed to because, look at me, I'm into yoga. So, Mark, if you want to put her link in the chat, feel free.
Oh yeah.
I didn't, so go ahead and get in there.
Yeah, let me do that.
I think a lot of the people in the chat could probably use some yoga in their lives.
It's surprising. I was never a big yoga person, but I'll tell you, it won't let me put a link in the chat.
Okay. Kris, you got it?
Chris can do it.
Yeah, Kris.
It's my first, he knows it. It's my first featured channel.
Right. Monica's first stalker is me. It's true, buddy. I didn't want to tell you, but it's been a long time coming, Mark. Ever since I subscribed to Yoga channel.
You've been stalking all of the yoga videos?
All of the yoga videos.
Watch them, man. Watch them up.
get that watch time up. All right. Mega Fred Zeppelin is one that usually comes on the channel. And again, he's not here. I don't know if we're a little too early or a little too late, whatever. But being that you were in a band and you have some musical background, what is your favorite music? What bands do you listen to? I know you just mentioned Dave Grohl, but who are your go-to music, or what's your go-to music?
Oh, man, it's changed so much over the years. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of, but I mean, now I really enjoy. I listen to Sylvan Esso. Do you know who that is?
No.
It's a folk singer. She's a folk singer with a DJ that accompanies her. So it's this like electronic folk. It's really interesting.
Oh, wow.
And then other than that, like lately, I don't have anybody really particularly. Like I listen to, for a long time I was really into, because I was like a pop kind of rock kind of guy in the 90s, and I played with Collective Soul and not played with, but I shared a stage. I opened up for Collective Soul and the Gin Blossoms, Eve 6, so a lot of those 90s kind of guys, that's what I listened to for a long time. That was probably my big thing.
All right. Kris just put the link in the chat, so everybody go over and subscribe to Monica and tell her we sent you. Fat, out of shape, can't see your toes, try some yoga with Mark's wife. Get that out there. CJ can now do the downward dog thanks to her channel. It's true, and it's helped me out so much in my life there, Kris. Oh my goodness. Well, that could go south right quick, brother. I don't know about you.
That's too funny.
All right. Got about 10 minutes left. I really want to make sure you get out on time. You got your family in the house. So funniest thing that happened, I know you put a lot of your kind of bloopers behind the scenes, fails, whatever, but is there anything that just had you in tears that we didn't see in your deal?
It's funny. I honestly, I kick myself for not saving this, but it's not like, so I tried to make, Tasty did this thing with using ice cube trays as like molds for like different things like pizza pockets, and it was like stuffed things. And they used like the upside down ice cube tray and put dough in there. And I tried that. And it just failed miserably. I mean, it was really bad. I couldn't get anything unstuck, and I actually broke one of the ice cube trays. And then I shot the rest of the video just as foul as could be. Like Kris wanted to hear me say the F word. I dropped every, today we're going to be effing making the effing goddamn effing thing.
Oh, why didn't you?
I was pulling the dough off, and I shot the whole video. And I don't know what mental collapse triggered in my head, but I went through the whole video, and here's some effing sauce that we're going to drop, and going back, I really wish I wouldn't have deleted that footage, because it would have been great for like Patreon or something, but I got rid of it. And Monica sat in the dining room and was just watching me like lose my mind for 20 minutes, Yeah, that was probably the funniest.
Hilarious, dude. That's one you definitely should have kept.
Oh,
you could beep out the F words, like,
yeah,
whatever, and every other word was like.
I kicked myself, because I mean it would have just been like nonstop.
Nice. All right. So would that be your most memorable cooking fail?
Yeah, that was the most memorable cooking fail for sure.
All right. I think I'm one last one. What's your signature dish?
It's funny, I'm a vegetarian, but sloppy Joe.
Ooh, not bad.
I've always had this idea and this dream. I want to do a either like a food truck or and it's even been a talk now that I don't have a job, doing something. And the idea that I wanted to do was a sloppy Joe restaurant that had different types of sloppy Joes. Kind of like imagine Chipotle for sloppy Joes.
Right on.
So you would walk in, you'd get it on a bun, and then what do you want to top it on? Do you want some macaroni and cheese with some coleslaw, a little bit of cottage cheese on top, But homemade sloppy Joe from scratch, like from the very beginning, that's my signature dish.
Right on. I just saw Mega Fred Zeppelin's in the chat. Mega
Nice.
Fred, we did your question, buddy. I wasn't too sure if you're going to make it on. Mark's into folk art singing with trance DJ beats behind it.
Yeah.
But other than that, that and classic hip hop.
Classic hip hop.
So sorry, Fred. We really wanted to get your question out there while you're on there, but I really didn't think you could make it on today. So I'm glad you made it. So welcome, brother.
That's awesome.
Got about 2 more questions that I have on my list here, and then we'll wrap it up and get you on your way. Kent, are you good? Kent? Sweet cheeks.
I'm here, buddy. I forgot I'm muted.
You're all like, What? Do you have any more questions, brother?
Nothing. It's all on you boys.
All right, cool. Everybody in the chat, you did great tonight. Thanks for all those questions. Once we got you guys prompted, you did good. So, any special skills that we don't know about, we haven't seen on your channel, brother?
Special skills. I'm trying to think that you don't. Well, I do a lot.
How about non-cooking skills?
Non-cooking skills.
And keep it PG. I don't want to hear Monica stories.
Yeah. I don't know. What am I cooking? What are my skills? I mean, I love fishing. I feel like I'm a good fisherman. I did the same thing with cooking, where like I didn't just go out and just fish. I was like, okay, like what's the science behind it? Like, why do these fish are attracted to this? I got really into that. But like, I don't know what else. I feel like I just froze up. I think something froze on the computer.
Oh, you're looking good to me. And we just lost Mark. All right, hopefully Mark jumps back on. Kent, I'll interview you. Where did your rugged good looks come from?
The mailman.
The mailman, great. All right, Mega Fred, thanks for subbing to Mark's channel. Hopefully Mark can get back on here. I'm still waiting to see like something pop up on my messenger. I don't know what happened.
Weird.
All right. Sometimes it happens. So hopefully everything's all right where Mark's at. Usually about, hey, there he is.
There he comes back.
You all right, brother?
Well, I have no idea what happened. But everything just restarted.
All right, you're back. Jason just asked what I'm drinking. I got a little of this Jamie Black Barrel. It's not too bad. It was a gift for my birthday, so I'm enjoying it. Ed, if you're watching, I doubt you're watching, but if you're watching, thank you. All right, so one last question there, Mark. I'm glad you came back so we can finish it. What is one thing most people don't know about you? You share a lot on your channel. Is there stuff that you just don't share?
I'm honestly pretty open. I think most people have heard a lot about me. I mean, I've talked about my life. I mean, I don't know about your audience. I know there's a lot of my audience here, but I mean, there's a lot of new people here. So, I mean, I wrote an app once. I had an app on the Apple App Store. It was called Solar Screen. Yeah, it was a sunscreen app, and you would use your skin tone and determine how long you could stay out in the sun. It would tell you how bad the sun was for that day. So that was something that was kind of fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something just not everybody can do,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Kris just asked the question 3 times angrily. Who would you like to see in the hot seat?
Has Adams Eats hasn't been on, right?
No.
He really should.
He's in the UK, so we'd have to mess with timing, but I got it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. Adams Eats, he does great stuff on his channel too, and I know he does live streams, so I know he's pretty hip to doing this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. We're just 5 minutes away from a full hour. So, Mark, if you have anything you want to share, say, talk about, whatever.
Guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for everybody that's on my channel and subscribed. Thanks for the support. If you haven't subscribed, well then, But no, I'm seriously though. I mean, thanks. I think the coolest thing about YouTube is the fact that it is such like a community. And like, I mean, CJ, I know you came on from the Dame Drops thing, but I kind of feel like for me, that's like the beginning. So it's like, you've been around since the beginning, and I appreciate all that support. And the same thing with Hobo and Kent, it's like, so I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty awesome. And just, I saw somebody that said,
Mark, let me interrupt. Guys, I put the link for the Hangout in. Do not click on it until Mark's done, please. All right, Mark, go ahead.
Somebody said something about starting a channel. Like if somebody wanted to start something, I think the biggest thing is just, make sure you love what you're doing and just always try to make yourself better. Never stay stagnant. Never, every detail can always improve. And as long as you always try to improve, your audience will see that and you'll grow. And sometimes you'll fumble and screw up, but you just keep trying.
Right on. All right, Mark. Hey, I really, really appreciate you coming on today. It's been it's a blessing that you're here, man. Man. Such great work. I really am a big fan of your show.
Thanks, man.
And I'm not just saying that because you agreed to come on. So I am a big fan of your show. Big Red's Barbecue and Pizzeria asked if he makes a tofu pizza, will you subscribe to him?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to go ahead and close it out. We're done. Thank you all for stopping by. The Hangout links in the chat if you want to jump on now. Other than that, Mark, if you need to go, give the family my best. Tell Monica we said hi. Thanks again for watching, and thanks again for stopping by with this, buddy, guys.
Thanks again. Thank you. Thanks for having me on. Kent, thanks for being here. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. This was a lot of fun.
Right on, brother. Take care, bro.
Okay, later.
All right, I'm going to stay on just for a quick second. KB, you just need to click on the Hangout link. I'll put it in there. Mrs. Stache or Mama Stache, thank you for stopping by and watching. I put the link in the chats again if you guys want to jump on. But that's it. I'm going to go ahead and stop the broadcast now. Again, thanks everybody for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. And thanks, Kent, for being the co-host tonight. And Kris for moderating, dude. Juan, we're about done. Sorry, brother. All right. I think that's it. Take care.